Let's start with your tweet. I'm hearing that the Browns have strong interest in former Ohio State head coach Urban Meyer, per sources. I give you the floor.
Yes, from multiple people have told me this. The question is going to be, how interested is Urban Meyer? I mean, remember, this is a guy who grew up in Ohio, really had a admiration for Paul Brown. I think there's some element there that would say, okay, nobody else has been able to fix this. I've won everywhere I've been. Mm-hmm. I'm a Hall of Fame caliber coach. The other challenges, though, and I think there's what's out there. His health issue is real. For people who thought, oh, that's something that's real, and the stress you have from being a TV guy as opposed to stress you have of being.
It's not even close. It's not even close. And certainly, again, Urban's used to having 5 at every position, not just 5 draft choices for 5 spots per year potentially, or 7, if you don't trade any of them away. Or the fact is that, the Browns just had 6 wins, and that was sorely disappointing. He's used to having 6 wins before, October sometimes. I'm exaggerating. So how interested do you think he is?
I think he will listen. The things here is, and I would think this could relate to the Dallas Cowboys potentially as well. You both have situations where you have quarterbacks that I think he's very familiar with. In the case of Dak Prescott, obviously his protege, Dan Mullen, found him, developed him, everything. In the case of Baker Mayfield, remember, a couple of years ago, Baker Mayfield planted the flag in the middle of the stadium. Mm-hmm. The challenge is, I think, again, I don't think for him to go back into college football was one thing. For him to go back into NFL, something he hasn't done before, really, and it's not like he's worked in the league. I mean, we're talking about Matt Rule probably the last time I was here. Matt Rule at least has been, was with the Giants for a season. I don't know. I mean, everything I've always kind of felt from working at Fox this year, especially with being on some calls with Urban, is he genuinely has a passion for what he is doing right now. Mm-hmm. And he's really committed to that. I don't think that's fake. I think it's real. But by the same token, there's certain elements of the competition and certain elements of those things you can't replicate.
Hey, look, I've seen Bruce Feldman here on the Rich Eisen Show. I've been around Mariucci for, now 15 years pretty much. And anytime I was with him on a Thursday night football field at a game, and he loves what he's doing right now, and his passion is committed as anybody. But when the ball snapped, his hands are on his knees. He's bent over, and he is talking to refs. He's talking to coaches. I saw the end of the Fiesta Bowl. They cut to a shot of Urban, and he looked just like Mariucci does during games.
You know what?
You're a coach. You're always
to that degree. I was at the SEC title game a few weeks ago. Lee Corso, who is 86, 80-something.
Does he do the same thing?
He's there, hands on knees. Yeah. You can see the energy in him in that. And he's been far removed from being a coach for 20-plus years. Urban Meyer, by the way, is probably as competitive a guy as college football has seen.
Sure.
So maybe take it to the nth degree. But again, I think the health issues are real. And I think, I think there's probably sometimes, and it's not like I've had this conversation with him, so I don't want to portray that I have, but I think from talking to people who have been close to him, I think there's a lot of times where Urban may feel this way about something, and then the next day may feel, rethink it and reevaluate it. So, I do think he will listen. But again, the Browns have all sorts of things going on.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.